everyone. Today's video marks the fourth episode of our client success case study. I'm about to share an inspiring story of my client from a very small village in the southern part of India and how his C11 application got approved in just 7 months. I'm so happy to share that my client will be landing in Toronto by the end of March 2023. It's cases like this that really makes my work so worthwhile and impactful. So let's jump right in and take a closer look at this application. Now, how do we qualify clients for the C11 program? It's very similar to the C12 program except for two major factors. One is ownership stake in the business and the other is revenues. From a business standpoint, we look at how strong the business is, in the sense how long has it been in business, how many employees, if any, what is the annual revenue for the past 2 years, what is the main line of business, do they sell products or services or both, what is their business model, number of active paying clients globally, number of active paying clients in Canada, if any, pricing model, etc. Now, after we assess the business, we then assess the entrepreneur who actively runs the business. Is it his own business or does someone else own it or he just runs it? What is his experience with respect to running this business? I mean, key technical expertise or product or service knowledge. How many years of experience does he have? Has he won any awards or gained recognition in this space? What's his education, etc.? Now, in-depth understanding of the client's experience and the business is an essential component of the application. So things don't crop up as we are preparing for submission. We ask a lot of questions to thoroughly identify if C11 can work. Now let me give you a high-level idea about this client. He's a citizen of India and hails from a small village in the southern part of India. What impresses me the most about this client is his entrepreneurial spirit and immense drive to succeed. He started an engineering company focused on rebar retailing and estimating into 2014. He literally made this company known to clients from across the globe in just a few years. He was able to land 2 long-term contracts with Canadian clients in Vancouver, and he was thinking about global expansion of his business when he contacted me to evaluate how he can expand his operations in Canada. Think about this for a second. The village he's from may not even be on the map of India, but he has razor-sharp focus to make his business make the multi-millions, and I have no doubt that he will make it big, not just in Canada, but around the world. And a big part of why I believe this is because of his underlying nature to come from a place of adding value and not focus on just making money. That makes all the difference. Anyway, coming back to why I chose C11 for this client and not C12, even though C12 applications get processed faster, well, the main reason is because of the size of the business and revenues generated per year. There were a few critical points like receiving payments from a few clients directly into his personal bank account. It wasn't routed through his business bank. A few complications in explaining the different bank accounts and the movement of funds. His prior experience before he began his company and a few other critical factors. In all honesty, it was sort of borderline. I could have chosen C12 as well, but C11 really made the most sense for me at the time, and I made a call after I reviewed all his documents. Now, the two most important factors for IRCC approval are these. A very well-written representative submission letter that ties the whole application together and explains it so clearly that even a 5th grader can understand it. Now, this is really important. A good submission letter is anywhere from about 10 to 15 pages. And B, the knowledge to structure the supporting documents and name them so clearly so there is no chance to miss any important piece of evidence. You will be surprised to know how many times IRCC comes back to ask the exact same documents you presented, or they may simply reject the application and have you reapply, which is a complete waste of time. I did make a video on document structuring tips, and you will find the link to it up here or in the description below. If you have an amazing client with an excellent business and you really think they qualify for C11 or C12 for that matter, but you mess these 2 points up that I just explained, then it will certainly be a rejection. Here's a screenshot of the approval that my client received. Please note that this is simply a visitor record. This is not a work permit. When the client comes to the port of entry, the CBSA officer will then give the work permit at that time. Now, I didn't explain this in any of my previous videos, so I'm just making it clear over here. And now with respect to timelines for this application, we applied in July 2022. The client completed the biometrics in the end of July 2022. We waited for 7 months and got the approval in February 2023. My client was getting extremely impatient and nervous in December 2022 as it had been 5 months and he wanted me to apply for his business visitor visa, etc. My humble request is for you to be a bit patient with your application process unless you have an absolute dire need to be here before your work permit comes through. Do not confuse the situation by applying for a business visa or a visitor visa, as they all have contradicting intentions for your entry into Canada. Now, there are cases where you can apply for a business visa, and as I just did for another client, but it really depends, and I can assess on a case-to-case basis if it makes sense and it won't jeopardize the application. If you are interested in learning if the C11 or C12 program is right for you, or any other business immigration program for that matter that could be a fit, please schedule a call with me and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I'll leave our contact details in the description below for you. Thank you so much for watching.